James, did you not write down your notes this week? You're just hoping to memorize them?
No,
You going off book? Starring Zach Reno and Jessica McKay?
I wrote down my notes a week ago when we were supposed to record this episode.
Yeah.
And then you scared me because you didn't respond for an entire day.
I didn't respond for like a whole day. No, it wasn't a whole. Was it a whole day?
Sunday, yeah, because I thought something might have happened with you mentally. So because of Facebook posts that you had made,
my friend's dead and it's sad.
Yes, so I was like, is Sean going through something? So I messaged Shelby and I was like, have you heard from him? Because it was truly more than 24 hours before or after our record time. I was like, I hope he's okay. Did he manically just like go to Buffalo? I don't know where this friend is from. I assumed from the New York area.
No, he's from Buffalo. Bruce Wilson is the funniest dude I ever met, and I miss him. And I miss you, Bruce, in the ether. And I'm sad. Welcome to Sweaty Times Pro Wrestling, bitches!
And I wrote all these in the throes of COVID, so I don't know.
You're coming off of COVID, buddy. How was that?
Oh my God. Sucked.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Because I not only did, it's COVID and COVID sucks. Like, if I didn't have the vaccine, it would have been worse than that. Terrible. So I was in Florida for too long already. Like, we had a very long trip. So maybe like 3 or 4 days in, I got COVID, and then I had another 4 days of just being in a room in this condo with no one else because I was the only of the 5 people to get COVID. And Nicole and I were sleeping in the same single-sized bed. We kissed. We did. Luckily, she didn't get it, but it was insane.
You and Nicole are kissing now?
We're going. We're snogging and going steady.
Oh my God! I can't. We're pinning over here. I'm shocked, and
we're pinning.
Yeah. When you would put a pin on your special gal,
okay,
and everybody knew, hey, that's my property because it's 1957, so women are my property, and because I put a pin on her. Isn't it romantic?
Because you're so into wrestling, like that's what you call having sex. Like, yeah, you guys are pinning each other, right?
I might. Hey, yo, what's going on? All the juggalettes that carried over from the last podcast, and by all the juggalettes, I do mean Margie.
Oh no! Don't try to pin my mother.
Let me pin your
any
mother.
Sense of the terminology. I don't think she listens to this show.
I can't imagine she would. She has better taste than that.
Actually, my mom loves WWE.
Well, fuck the WWE, because here at Sweaty Times Pro Wrestling, we're talking about Lucha Underground.
Are we? You sent me fucking videos to discuss
how shitty of a commentator Matt Stryker is. But before we get to how shitty of a commentator Matt Stryker is, I wanted to do a little bit of context. So I sent James a little bit of research. Because I wanted you just to know like what I'm going to talk about, maybe. I don't even know if we'll get there, but I want to have that avenue. But we're jumping ahead all over the place. Welcome to the podcast where me and James go through wrestling and all sorts of cool shit. But also, including in all sorts of cool shit, man, the motherfucking underground, you sexy sidewinder. It's out there in Radio Land.
Wowzers, guys.
That's a new one.
This is proof of concept, or just proof of being friends with Sean, that he does not read any messages you send him.
No, you sent me something about we're not doing that this week, didn't you?
Yeah, we're not doing Unearth the Underground because not only do I have COVID, but I had under 2 weeks to record 3 weeks worth of podcast. So I was like, well, I don't have time to do that for these 2 large reasons.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we're not doing
Unearth
the Underground.
You know what? I'm doing Unearth the Underground real quick. I'm doing it on the fly.
I would also like to say, clear. Okay, so this is actually better that Sean didn't read. Hey, we have to keep the shows shorter these next 2 weeks because of my time management. Because then Sean sends me like, hey, here's a bunch of shit. We're talking about things that aren't related to Lucha Underground.
Well, okay. Well, I can't believe I'm going to have to cut my underground segment this week so we can talk about what's going on. The subheader title of this episode is Matt Striker Can Suck a Dick. Because I did not like Matt Striker's. I'm sort of forloading this. I don't know your opinions on Matt Striker's commentary duty this week. We'll get into like my specific notes against him. Did you pick up 80 like, yo, I kind of fucking hate this Matt Striker guy? I
didn't really. I did forget. I wanted to start this episode by saying my brain lumps, much like my budding cum gutters, have smoothed due to COVID.
Yay!
Because truly the day I got COVID, my cum gutters were like full in force. I was like, holy shit, I'm hot as hell. I can't wait to go to the pool and show these off. So Nicole's like, Mamma mia, that's some opposite of diarrhea. It's coming out the front.
I'm not just mad that you said those words. I'm mad that they led to something, that there actually was a pretty decent payoff. Opposite of diarrhea. Jesus.
The wrinkles in my brain have been steamed out due to massive fever.
Oh, no. James.
I had 105.5 fever one day.
Would you rather one of your dear friends and comedy writing partners in your very informative early to mid-20s die, and then I have COVID? Do you want to Freaky Friday this? Because my brain has also smoothed because this dude was a year younger than me and also much funnier than me and also loved to do cocaine and drink. So that was very, very sad. But I also already had COVID, so I don't know if I want COVID again.
Yeah, don't get COVID again. It sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I was going to die one night.
All right. I'm not going to lie. I had 30 minutes planned for us Freaky Fridaying our last 2 weeks of drama.
Oh, man, because...
But you just no-butted that.
Yeah, I thought I was going to die alone in a shower because everyone else went somewhere. I talk about this on one of the podcasts Nicole and I do of, hey, if you have COVID, don't downplay it and be like, I'm fine, guys. But I was trying to make sure that they could still enjoy their vacation because remember, Florida... isolated, truly alone. I'm truly alone, like that ICP song.
Yeah, I listened to that, I'm sure.
You did. It was on Hell's Pit.
I think I liked that one.
We did.
Yay. I remember the things I do. I read messages.
You do not do that.
I do
Absolutely.
not read messages. Nah. It's been hard to get a hold of me for the last week.
Also, do you want this we're about to get into him. Do you want this Ric Flair book?
Yeah, Ric Flair's dope.
All right, hell yeah.
I would read that. Yeah, James sent me a picture that I saw today, and I was like, I'm running around. I have a meeting after this. But Ric Flair to be the man, which is, I'm assuming, a quote autobiography. Because I don't think that dude can sit down long enough to write his own book. He, like my late friend Bruce, loves cocaine and alcohol and women.
So I thought while you sent me this video of are we getting into it?
Yeah, so I sent James, and what I sent James is 2014. I found this article on Cage Side Seats, the state of commentary in WWE, which, again, as the episode goes on, I'll get into deep, kind of like my issues with Matt Striker here. But 2014, I didn't want to come at a dude from a 2022 perspective with like zero context. Mm-hmm. So I dug around, and Act 2013, like late 2013, 2014, is a very strange year, specifically in commentary for the WWE. And at that time, that's really wrestling as a whole in America, because it is a void. That's not a void. I was going to call it a void of talent, but that's not true. There are great people doing cool things, but it's just this weird monopoly. TNA isn't a big deal. And just it's this strange sort of moment of time in professional wrestling commentary. Yeah. So I sent James the state of commentary, that article that Cage Sider wrote, and then kind of what leads to it, because the article doesn't mention it. Good old Jim Ross, a personal friend of mine, on I forget what podcast he showed up on.
I believe it was a couple episodes. It had to have been this. It could. No. It was shuffling the deck. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Jim Ross, personal friend of mine, was fired in September of 2013 for kind of the dumbest thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a very dumb thing. For what had happened was in SummerSlam, a major pay-per-view for the WWE.
The Summerfest.
It's the Summerfest, if you will. The night before, they are shilling, they are hawking, they are selling the WWE 2K14 video game, much like a Nintendo or a Game Boy, even a Crash Bandicoot. This is a video game meant to simulate what it's like to be a professional wrestler in the year of 2014. James, you are shaking your head.
I thought you were going to say like a Nintendo Direct or something that is actually like what I watched.
Not everyone knows what a video game is, James. I'm being inclusive. But it is supposed to be a sort of a Nintendo Direct. This is supposed to be a roster announcement, apparently. Mm-hmm. You would not get that from this video that is posted in full on WWE's actual YouTube channel, which is wild. It's so not good.
I'll be honest. You said it was because JR did something. You could have said like, "Hey, James, here's more reasons to add on to why you hate Ric Flair."
It serves a double purpose.
That
it can be
dude
both.
Fucking sucks.
He's really bad. That's why I'm curious to read To Be the Man, because I'm sure it is very fluffy.
Oh yeah,
like towards Rick. I'm sure it is wonderful and does not mention how this man does not have like a bazillion sexual harassment lawsuits at any given time is beyond me.
Yeah, because also like things he was saying was just dirtbaggy during this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, so I sent James a 7-minute version, like sort of someone clipped together the highlights. Mm-hmm. And I also, if he was interested, I did not expect him to watch it. There's an hour and 15 full-length version.
I'm glad I clicked on the compilation first.
Yeah, I will say, I don't read messages, but I did clarify in my message to you, don't click this one unless you want to see a full version of a clip. Mm-hmm. This is it's very long. But it's a press conference where Jim Ross brings on, it's Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Paul Heyman, and Ric Flair. And again, it's just supposed to be like, hey, here's some like softball questions. Let's just sell the game. And Ric Flair's a train wreck.
Oh yeah.
We'll say that up top. Ric Flair is hammered. Ric Flair is rambling in stories. It's weird because they are, if you're into like the history of wrestling, they're fascinating stories. Mm-hmm. You know, the dude did headline the Collision in Korea, the first time any non-North Korean stepped foot in North Korea in something like 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And like was the face of the NWA to the W. Like he has a wild career, so the stories are good. He's just kind of a scumbag. The big deal with this whole press conference, though, Ric Flair was not on contract. He had this weird, like, Legends contract where he just sort of showed up and got paid for no money. Jim Ross was an official. He was he was an employee of the WWE. He was the voice of the WWE still. And they are both drunk. They are both visibly drunk. What you don't get in the 7-minute clip that I sent you was the nearly 30 minutes it takes for Jim Ross to bring all 6 of those men onto stage with him. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not supposed to be, like, Jim is also very rambly and makes some real questionable comments.
Okay.
Like some real questionable comments kind of throughout. And is just like there's no reason it should take 30 minutes to bring on the people who are there to sell the game.
If they wanted to reveal roster stuff, they should have gotten Masahiro Sakurai to do it. He's the Super Smash Brothers, yes.
Of course, the creator of Kirby. Yeah.
Yes.
He should have come on, he should have floated his cute little pink butt on stage, slurped down some enemy juice, and gotten Fireball Bomb.
Yeah. He could have inhaled Mankind, and then he would have, like, oh my God, Kirby as Mankind. That's what someone needs to draw.
Kirby as Mankind is very good.
Just Kirby as different Mankind wrestlers.
Is very good. We could get, oh my gosh, Kirby Kirby as no, you know, but specifically Kirby as Mankind is the tattoo.
No, Kirby as Socko.
That's just a sock, though.
Yeah, but he'd still be cute.
Not as cute as Mankind. Kirby.
Actually, it might be terrifying because it would be like a stretched out sock. He would look like he's about to rob a bank or foil Batman's plans.
Which is kind of cute.
Yeah.
Foiling the Caped Crusader, that's adorable behavior.
Yeah, like he's about to spray some fear venom in Batman's face.
I'm gonna spray you with my fear venom.
And by foil his plans is just like his plans to go to a benefit that week because he is going to be fucked up from this fear toxin.
Oh yeah, my dude is a pusher man. But so through this terrible debacle, and it's weird because parts of it are very interesting. Like if this was a podcast roundtable, like, hey, Ric Flair and some of these other guys, let's just talk about your careers and like what does WrestleMania mean to you? Mm-hmm. Like parts of it are very interesting, but it does not sell the video game at all.
Yeah.
Like to the point where Paul Heyman, who's on stage, walks up and rips up JR's. You can see Paul Heyman firing Jim Ross in his mind in real time. It's ridiculous. And it's, wow.
The thing about a podcast is you could edit around all of the bullshit. Oh, man. Yeah. An editor would have such a shitty time doing this.
30 minutes. It takes them nearly 30 minutes to get everyone on stage to actually begin the press conference.
You want to? I should do this. I should download the audio of this and edit it to like it's an hour 15. I could probably get it down to 45 minutes.
And it will be some really cool Ric Flair stories. Ric Flair talking about being the last survivor from his Randy Savage match at WrestleMania 6. Is that WrestleMania 8?
No.
It's a beautiful match, and it's this sad portrait of the last survivor of a very powerful moment in professional wrestling. That would be cool. Jim Ross talking about how he saw Dolph Ziggler's wiener on Twitter, which he didn't. That's not a real story. Jim Ross was just like, oh, I got a good joke. I'm going to talk about your dick. Yeah, welcome to my stage. I'm going to talk about your dick. Like,
That's
okay,
hot.
Jim. All right, Jim. We got to let you go. So Jim Ross is gone. This is a long way to say Jim Ross, by 2014, has been fired from the WWE.
Get out of here, Jim.
But that's the call. That's by God, he's broken in half, you know? So we're left with Jerry Lawler.
Boo.
Yeah, that guy sucks and has sucked for a long time.
Professionally and personally.
Yep. John Bradshaw Layfield, who also sucks, allegedly backstage, big old bully. And Michael Cole, who recently has been gone through this really kind of cool renaissance. Oh, and the fourth man in the article, Vince McMahon. By now, it's very apparent that, especially after the firing of JR, Vince McMahon is micromanaging the announce team. Mm-hmm. He is the silent voice in their ears, and it's so funny to see Michael Cole now without Vince McMahon has been on fire on commentary. He's passionate. He's knowledgeable. He's been with the company 20 years, but he's also pulling in knowledge from other companies. Like, oh yeah, these guys were huge on Evolve, which is now on the Peacock network. Or we'll mention New Japan and Ring of Honor and like other big name promotions that aren't associated with WWE, but informed a wrestler's career. Mm-hmm. Like Michael Cole feels like, and again, he's invested, he's passionate, he's really into it. That was not the case in 2014, where he's literally just bowing the head to Vince.
Yeah.
And just, like there's a very famous clip of him in between, like during a commercial break on SmackDown going, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. But I didn't know if you wanted me to say that every time. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay, I'll say it every time. Like, at one point, I'm pretty sure he calls Vince daddy. He doesn't actually, but in my mind's eye, he very much does. But so before I really have a problem with Matt Stryker, I guess I'm just trying to say wrestling commentary everywhere is kind of bad.
But I will say Vampiro in this episode starts it out by saying, what up, ninjas and ninjettes?
My dude, juggle living for life. Let's get into episode 5 of Lucha Underground. Oh my God, I didn't write the name of the episode. It was Boyle Heights Street Fight is the name of the episode.
Sean, have you ever filmed something with one of them light dongle things?
I filmed things with my dongle.
I don't remember.
Wiener can.
It's when
wiener camera, wiener camera, wiener camera, wiener camera, wiener camera, wiener. All right. Anywho,
it's one of those when you have a stage light and you put like a pattern on it. They do it that way in film noir to make it seem like someone's looking through blinds.
Probably not that specifically. But that sounds cool.
Okay, they were clearly doing that in this episode.
Yeah, that's again, and one of the cool things about Lucha Underground is that they're not taking this "it's just wrestling, so it doesn't have to look good" mentality. Like which is the same kind of like if you'll see like a lot of sketch shows, they'll be like, "Oh, it's just sketch comedy. It doesn't have to look good," and then something like Key and Peele came out where it's like, no, it can also look good.
Yeah.
We're allowed, and Lucha Underground is kind of the Key and Peele of professional wrestling. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, you want to know, I want like Whitest Kids You Know style where when they're on a green screen, they're on a green screen because it was poorly lit and you can see the green light bouncing onto their skin.
Who needs a film director when you have buttholes and hammers? I remember hammers. I don't remember a lot of Whitest Kids You Know. I might go back and watch that.
It's very good.
Like every time I'll click on a series of clips, I'm like, I should remember these more. This is a fun time I'm having watching it.
They started posting on their official YouTube before Trevor passed away like Whitest Kids You Know commentary. Like they would post the sketch and then the day later they would post them discussing how it was created. And the hot dog one of
remind me of the hot dog one.
Timmy, what's your diet like? And he's like, well, I wake up, I eat a hot dog. Okay. Are you eating any more hot dogs? And as it like goes throughout, he like reveals that he's eating like 8 hot dogs a day and how that sketch came about. Also you are my child bride.
I am your father groom.
The story behind that is insane.
Oh no. Because that sketch is also insane.
Yes.
Songs from the old times or whatever it's called. Yeah. I hate that. I'm like, oh, remind me of the hot dog one. As soon as you said child, I immediately jumped in. I jumped in a little too quick, if I'm honest. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. So I guess TNA would be the Whitest Kids You Know, where like there's some great talent, but clearly there should be a director. There could be a director's eye that could serve these sketches even further.
Yeah.
AJ Styles is Trevor. But and Lucha Underground is just straight up Key and Peele, where it's like, no, we got the talent, we got the stuff that makes it good as a wrestling show, but also we're trying to film this in a way that's watchable.
We got one of those light dongles.
We got light dongles in Lucha Underground. I was gonna bring up the dark matches real quick. Just Phoenix is in a dark match versus El Mariachi Loco. We love Phoenix. He's a good flying boy. And Pimpinella Escarlata, whom we have not met yet, but we will meet eventually, defeats Pentagon Jr.
No,
I know. I also love Pentagon Jr. But Pimpinella Escarlata is very cool. We will meet them one day.
Before we get into like non-dark matches, I do want to inform everyone, if you are looking forward to the Vampiro Warrior of Night or whatever that movie is called, the straight to Patreon, which, hey, join patreon.com/MLM pod. We have to do that at the end of October because of me getting COVID. Sean can't come over.
Yeah. And also, we already talked about it, but we cannot overstate how fucking dope it is that the ultimate juggalo, the superior life form of juggalos everywhere, Vampiro, opens this show with "What up, my ninjas and my ninjettes."
Yeah.
For life. Vampiro is juggle living for life. And that, it makes me so happy. Even I forget which JCW I was watching, but the one where like, because is JCW events at the gatherings are usually Bloody Manias are usually pretty goofy. They don't take themselves too seriously, except for this one promo where Vampiro's just like, no, I've been here. I've been to the gathering multiple times. This is my home. And if fuckers want to come into my home, they're going to have a problem. Because I will defend you because I love you all. I'm like, Jesus, like Vampiro is so real on it. And it makes me smile to this day to no end.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff that like, it makes me want to see this movie even more. Like this man was he was technically so big, he was a movie star in Mexico in 1994.
Yeah, I mean, Vampiro is he's no Conan as far as, but like nobody's Conan. Conan's kind of the Hogan of Conan's AAA, I think. Gosh, if he's CMLL, I'm going to look like an asshole. But Vampiro is a major star. There's a reason WCW WCW put him with ICP, who like sure weren't wrestlers, but were absolutely draws for the time they were in WCW. Like they trusted Vampiro to work with ICP and against Sting. Like a dude who's been like your top babyface since the late 80s.
Yeah.
Like there is a reason WCW trusted Vampiro because Vampiro is beloved. And is also outside of the Juggalo reference at the top of the show, I think does a great job in this show.
Yeah.
Like I physically struggled with some of Matt Stryker's calls. But Vampiro brought me back.
I'm looking forward to see what specifically you were saying because, again, a lot has happened this week. I watched it truly 7 days ago, very early in the morning, so I'm excited to see what you're going to say.
You got your brain smoothed by the Roni.
Sure did. Let's get into, I'm guessing it starts not with a match, but like that one dude talking to someone.
We open up in Dario Cueto's office with our boy K-Dog, mother effing Conan, breaking it down. Puna wanted to come here. Puma, of course, being Conan's ward. Puma the Robin to Conan's Batman. But like Puma is because Conan's no longer wrestling. So the Batman Beyond? Yeah.
Oh,
Puma
yeah.
is the Batman Beyond to Conan's old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was going to say the memory of his dead parents is Conan because that's what's keeping Puma fighting.
Yeah, but
your thing makes a lot more sense.
Because of the whole Conan not being dead. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, I get where you're going. I appreciate that. The whole thing is, Puma wanted to come here, but if I, Conan, let Puma into your office, he would destroy the whole place. He's a big old jungle cat. He's gonna piss all over it because you didn't lay down a single piece of kitty litter.
He says meow meow pss, meow.
They're going real hard into Puma is a cat, and Cueto immediately. Which I love. I do love how clear Cueto's character is. Where he acts very cool and very powerful, but he's kind of just a coked out coward. He immediately passes the buck off to Big Rick and his crew.
Yeah,
like Cueto immediately. I have no problem with Puma. I don't know why Big Rick did that. That's crazy. So K-Dog sets up the fight for Puma's revenge, a Boyle Heights style match. It's not a wrestling match. It's a street fight. Yeah. Anything goes.
And then what's his face poured a drink and asked Conan if he wanted one, and then. What's the guy's name?
Cueto. Cueto. Dario Cueto.
So Dario stands up and is about to drink it. Then Conan says, you want to know what? On second thought, I will take a drink. And then just shoots it down. And I said, Conan likes his drinks like I like my women. Heavily breathed on, welched on the rocks.
I thought you were going to say he likes his drinks like he likes his women taken from another man.
Ooh, that's also good.
Because I do love it's such like a small like film trope type of deal of like these are two dudes you A don't want to mess with and B can't trust, right? Because Conan, like it's pretty early in the segment that Dario offers the drink. Conan says, "No, I'm good," and then by the end he's like, "I will take that drink," and straight snatches it from Dario's hands, slurps it into his face. Where it's like in a way that you're kind of sitting there going like, you meant to do that the entire time.
Yeah.
Like you turned down that drink so you could steal it from his hands later to make him feel like a little boy in front of you. And it's erotic. I'm turned on. I'm about it.
I like my women breathed on because Nicole's so pale, her skin's almost translucent like a window. So I go, I fog it up and then write something on it before she leaves to work. So she'll walk down and good thing, like it's that time when she's not sweaty from the sun and she's not going to be wearing a hoodie or something. I breathe on the back of her head without her knowing and I write, wash me.
Aw, that's cute. Because she's dirty. I didn't need I contributed to an area that did not need contribution. Welcome to the podcast.
I would have loved to see Puma get in the goddamn ring with a human dog. He loved to say he was a dog, so much so I think he was.
Got that dog in him.
DMX. I would have loved to see Puma just break his neck.
Oh, wait, no, I like... Okay, so he's deeply a flawed person, and I disagree with a lot of his things he's said. We've talked about this before. I've got a complicated relationship with DMX. We could just leave it at that.
I just say, hey, man, really wish I could go. I guess I could go back and he's not getting money for Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood anymore.
He is not, and that album's still dope. And it's Cold and Hell is Hot.
See, I could only fully get into Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I think it is front to back a fantastic album.
Yeah, I honestly feel that way about Hell is Hot too. It's Cold and Hell is Hot, or no, it's Dark and Hell is Hot. Excuse me. It's cold and hot. That would be so confusing. The A&R is playing their electric guitars. Would be like, is it cold or is it hot? D, what are we doing here? And he goes, I don't know, but whatever you do, don't call me D, please.
Did they have COVID? Because it's cold and hot.
God, the electric. Oh my gosh, we're blowing this whole thing up. But back at the desk, we got a horn section. Vampiro loves his juggalos. Matt Stryker has a cold. You can hear like in his voice immediately, but he still sucks, and we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
Ready for our first match?
Yes.
Mil Muertes with Katrina versus Drago with Slithering Tongue.
Yeah, and Mil Muerte is the first one in the ring, and what's her name?
Katrina.
Katrina, like, hands the little handkerchief, and I wrote down, dude kissed a stupid little rock. It just gave a little kiss to it. Call that rock John Roxley, because every match is a Kiss John Roxley match.
Shouts out to Effie. Hell yeah.
Well, man, I truly, when I was like, James, this is fucking perfect. John Roxley.
John Rox, 10 out of 10. I like that you could have gone the Dwayne route. And you're like,
no,
you know what?
Because
John
we established
Roxley.
the Kiss John Moxley matches.
Shouts out to Effie. Everybody wants to kiss John Roxley, and I don't blame them. They still haven't explained. Actually, I do like where this goes later. I think it's this episode. But we still don't know why he has a handkerchief. We don't know a lot, like how he survived that wild earthquake that killed everyone in his family. We just know, but we know he's getting, I think, a little smoother in the ring. I know you're a Mil Muertes fan.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird. And again, my whole thing with Mil Muertes, body guys just aren't my favorite genre of professional wrestler. I enjoy it. I respect it. It's just not my, like, you know, it's like I don't love country music. Is that to say if a country artist comes along that's very good, I'm going to tune that out? No. It's just not my go-to.
I think of it like this. I don't like body guy versus body guy. But when a body guy can go up and work well with a high flyer, I think that's what Mil Muerte does.
Yes.
So much so that he just El Kabongs this man. So, like...
He gives him a good El Kabong.
Like, he power slams him like he's a guitar. And while I was quarantined in Florida, I was rewatching Duncanville. If you haven't seen Duncanville, I highly suggest it. It's on Fox. Betsy Sidaro is a starring cast member of it. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
And there's an episode where Duncan says fuck you to his dad. and he feels bad about it. And he's like, just punish me. Just like do anything. Ground me. And the dad is played by Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. Don't know his name right now.
I did at one point in my life, but true. Please continue.
He says, just bash me over the head with one of your guitars like they do in the cartoons. And I was like, yeah.
El Kabong, El Kabong. Quick draw McGraw is El Kabong. Oh no, cut that out. James, I just revealed the secret identity of El Kabong.
Oh no.
I fucked up. Oh no, that joke is for like the two people who are deeply aware of Hanna-Barbera lore, and they might be us.
Yeah.
It is a fun match though. Like he's as a big guy to a high flyer, Mil Muertes is definitely getting there.
Yeah, he does a spear like mid-air Draco.
Good looking one.
Jumps from the top rope, and then Mil Muertes just spears him mid-air. It was great. I wrote down DDT, and I don't remember why, but I know it was like a fucking good spot.
Let me see. Oh my gosh, did I not have the... Drago gets back on the top with a super kick in the corner. So, yeah, Drago's on the corner. Mil Muertes charges, runs into the foot of one Drago, sweeps the leg, and then springboard DDT. Yeah, he jumps off. Drago jumps from the second rope, lands like in a DDT position. I think hits a tornado on Mil Muertes for the 2. And it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Drago looks great.
And the story of this was to just show that Mil Muertes is not invincible. Like, he can get hurt. There is a way to power through him, but right now no one has done it. It's like speed running. You're like, I know I can do a no-hit run of Dark Souls, but for the longest time, no one could do it. And then once someone does it, it's going to keep snowballing. Or I could have said, like in BattleBots, taking down Tombstone. Once one person does it, everyone's like, oh, Tombstone's done.
Yeah, you could have made that comparison to Tombstone from BattleBots. I'm glad you didn't. There's a couple stories though happening here. I think there's another story with Drago being the third member of that trifecta, and I do mean kind of in order, right? Phoenix won the match, but Pentagon is still fighting him. Like they were clearly kind of setting up Phoenix versus Penta for the 1 and 2 spot, and then here's Drago, right? Who kind of keeps losing, who like beat Cuerno, which we're gonna get to in his debut, but really had to fight for it. So it's this sort of like there's a little bit of red-haired stepchild to Drago, which is very, like, to me, very exciting to see this luchador who's not presented as the best, who does have to like claw and scratch every time. You know, like even like Puma and Phoenix, they're clawing, they're fighting to get back up because they're fighting against their size. But not the way Drago is. Not the way Drago just isn't as clean and isn't as much of a golden child.
Yeah. Real quick about, you said redheaded stepchild. I've been playing a lot of Wheel of Fortune for the Switch. Okay. And I've unlocked all of the customizable things that you can unlock. Like, I'm level 40. I'm as high as you can go. And there's no, I was like, oh, here's all the hair for women, all the color of hair, zero red hair. It's very blonde, brunette, a mix of both, and then black hair. There's no red hair because I was trying to make Nicole, and Nicole's like, well, you got to do pink. I was like, there's no pink. It's just these 4 colors. There's not even redheads. Which is insane.
My God. I cannot believe they would do this. I hate that the first place I went to when I was going to name a famous redhead was a porn star. So I'm just going to say it was going to be Lauren Phillips, actually.
Okay.
But shouts out to Lauren Phillips. Shouts out to Dolly Little. Wheel of Fortune, get your ass on track. If I can't make a redheaded stepchild, how am I going to make the underachieving, but with the grit and determination of a guy like Drago? There's a third story also happening.
What's up?
If you remember one King Cuerno from 2 weeks ago now, the Hunter, the man with the really dope deer headpiece, shows up in the middle of this match to just real creepy watch from the rafters.
I liked it.
Loved it. Thought it was cool as hell. Love the way he's paying attention, he's noting, and I like this idea that he is this sort of he's this mental fighter as well. Like he's like when he hunts his prey, he takes his time to learn about it. It's not just going in to fight. It's going in with a battle plan, a very evil battle plan, because after the match, Cuerno does make his way to the ring. Mil Muertes does win with a flatliner in 3 minutes 58 seconds. We spent more time talking about the match than we did about
like we usually do.
But there are 3 stories kind of going on.
There's actually 4.
What's the 4th? Oh, we'll get to it.
The 4th is I believe Katrina is snowballing souls to Mil Muerte.
Ooh, okay. Let's get this Cuerno thing, and then let's talk about that. Because we don't get a whole lot. Cuerno slips into the ring, hits Drago with Thrill of the Hunt, which is a Samoan driver, his finisher move, before almost caressing the cheek of Drago and then slithering away. Mm-hmm. He doesn't quite touch it. He just does the motion of, this is what it would look like should I caress your cheek. Now, will I caress your cheek? I don't know. Tune in next week. But this is what it would look like.
Maybe he's being respectful and hover-handing.
Maybe. I mean, this is 2014, so it's the year. It's a year before we understand in this country what social distancing means. But maybe he's just hover-handing.
Yeah. I've always wanted to, just as a joke, to take pictures hover-handing Nicole.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe y'all are snogging now. That's so exciting.
Speaking of snogging,
can we talk about this fan theory? This breakdown, this conspiracy theory that could blow up the whole Lucha Underground story wide open. What the fuck is snowballing souls, James?
So when you snowball, it means like you...
Okay, hold on. No.
What?
No. This is not that type of podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't know what snowballing meant.
No, I do know what snowballing means. Swishing cum around into your mouth and then kissing your partner and inserting the cum into their mouth. It's beautiful.
Or if you're in a threesome or a foursome, it's just going into someone else's mouth.
Yep. We can't talk about that on this show.
That's what that like she licked the soul and then kissed Mil Muerte.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, because that's one of the things that I didn't really think about too hard, because wrestling's a filthy place. After every match, Katrina licks the victim on the side of the face and then will go kiss Mil Muertes. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Because then it's like, hey, no homo. It's being made its way to me by a woman.
Sure, of course. And that might even explain The Rock. Maybe The Rock is like a soul bank for all the souls that Mil Muertes can't carry around in the moment. Mm-hmm. He has like this little rock full of souls. And that's why he kisses it every match, because he gets a little bit of soul juice from it.
I don't know why I wrote this. I think it's from something in this match or maybe the next one. Is this becoming Tekken? Because I think they start giving backstory of someone and it is starting to feel very Tekken-esque.
I think it's always been Tekken.
All right, okay.
I think, yeah, sort of that astronaut meme.
It's always been Tekken, James.
But no, because it's not, it's hard to say because it's week 5, it's the 5th episode. Nothing is paid off yet, and it will be too soon to pay anything off. Mm-hmm. But we have a lot of like wild ideas and wild things going.
That's just wild.
It's just wild and crazy stuff. There's a backstage segment where we learn nothing, but that there is a secret. Cueto walks past Katrina. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He walks into a room and is surprised to see Mil Muertes and Katrina there because they're magic. They can be anywhere. And all that we know is that Katrina is aware. Mil and Katrina are aware that Dario Cueto has a secret.
Is this becoming Tekken?
Very Tekken. But I think they kind of like, I think from the get-go, we were all like, I don't trust this dude.
I think he's trying to like bring about a god.
I think so as well. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of, maybe it's because Tekken 3 is a goddamn saint and savior. And that game is all about bringing back a god of fights. But like, yeah, it kind of feels like, I assume that's where it goes.
When you break that down, it's so stupid.
It's so good. What are you talking about?
But also cool.
He throws his son into a volcano. That's the best. And then he throws his dad into a volcano. And then everyone gets chained to a rocket.
Then
It's
the
awesome.
great grandfather comes back somehow.
Yeah. And he's got a face in his belly and it shoots out fireballs. It's great. Also robots and ninjas.
And tiny little manga dinosaurs.
It is canon. It's great. Also, Johnny Mundo is not in Tekken, but he's pretty cool. And he's working out backstage, giving a sit-down interview at the Temple Warehouse. The international superstar has gone by many names, but here in Lucha Underground, you can call him Mundo. Oh, Johnny Mundo is kind of a sex god throughout this entire little promo package. And of course he is. Look, the guy's gorgeous. John Morrison still got it.
Is it him who is billed from the open road?
No, that is Son of Havoc.
Okay.
Which is also that's some great billing. M-Dog 20 from the open road. Fucking let's go.
If we ever do a wrestling event, I would like to be billed from the single holy church of cloacanism.
As you should be. As I will as well.
Also, single holy is because there's only one hole.
Yep. Johnny Mundo goes on to talk about how he did what he wanted. How he did what he wanted, how he wanted, wherever he wanted. And because he was so gifted, nobody could tell him no. Until they started telling him no.
Uh-huh.
because of damn backstage politics, which is true. In the WWE, he did he didn't make a lot of friends in his first run.
Because he was too hot.
He was just too hot. They didn't know what to do with him, so I forgot to check whether he left or he was released. I don't remember. But for whatever reason, they part ways, and Johnny Mundo pursues his other passions, including sweet parkour and appearing in the film 20 Feet Below, The Darkness Descending, starring Danny Trejo leading a subway cult. We might have to watch that for this existed.
Wait. Hold on. Is it a subway cult, meaning like the transportation or the sandwich company?
Unfortunately, yes. They exist secretly underground in the subway trains. Now, does that mean they don't have a Subway sandwich deal? I don't know. We'll have to watch the film to find out.
Because that would be very community-esque of a subway cult.
It would be very community-esque.
Dude, did you see and a movie has been announced?
No.
Yes.
No, I said no, I haven't seen it.
Yes. On my birthday, I woke up, I went on Facebook, and then Peacock it was like a community looking background, and it said hashtag and a movie. And I was like, yeah!
Yeah. And I heard that show was good. So,
Dude.
Congratulations, all you virgins. You did it. Proud of you.
I'm not a virgin.
I respectfully nod in agreement, but I'm doing shifty eyes, folks.
I'm pinning every single fucking night, dude.
Give me that 1, give me that 2, give me that 3, baby. No, that sounds cool.
I need to write pinning down
So like
as our recurring jokes.
after all those sweet parkours and 20 Feet Below's The Darkness Descendings, like Johnny Cage, but less douchey, he comes to Lucha Underground not for glitz, not for glamour, but to fight for pride and for honor. It's when and I do want to shout out again when Mundo says his own name, which he does again at the end. I think I lost my virginity. Johnny Mundo saying his own name is fucking hot.
Hell yeah. Wait, are you the virgin here?
I've been all along. I've always been the virgin, baby.
Damn. You're the Virgin Mary.
I'm the Virgin Harry. Harry Styles.
Man, Harry Styles seems inauthentic to me sometimes.
I have no opinion. I have not consumed any of his media. I hope you people enjoy it.
I think he's secretly a fuckboy. That's what I'm saying.
I secretly think that all community fans, while they are not all Harry Styles fans, they all behave the same way regarding their favorite piece of media, whether it be Harry Styles or the off-lauded sitcom Community?
Man, come over and watch it with Nicole and I.
Okay. But first, we got to talk about this Son of Havoc with Ivelisse versus Masquerita Sangrada match, which is really kind of when I start. Striker's fine in that first match. This match is what I'm picking up. I don't think Striker understands what he's doing.
Okay, I think I know why. I was listening to this in headphones. I don't know. How do you listen in headphones?
I do.
Okay. During this match and the match is going on, there is a child screaming random like rabid wrestling fan shit in the right headphone, and I'm like, holy shit, that's all I can focus on. I do not care about commentary. I want to hear this child scream.
Clip that out of context.
Okay.
Ironically, I was the same way, but to me, that random child screaming was Matt Striker. So let's talk about. We talked about Masquerita Sangrada before. He is not the original Masquerita Sangrada, but this is the Masquerita mask of the legendary Mini Estrella, which was a major division that focused on both little people and shorter wrestlers. To be a Mini Estrella, and I don't think I clarified this when we first talked about it. You didn't have to be a little person. You could just be a shorter wrestler. And again, legendary. Like this is a very important mask and kind of a big deal to be wrestling on American soil. Like Striker is literally giggling at Masquerita's offense.
Okay, yeah, I'm remembering this now.
Yeah, like a lot of it is just we'll go through it. Like that Striker imagines he picked Ivelisse up from his from Son of Havoc's hometown, side of the road. She was found on the side of the road. Sluts. Thanks, Matt Striker. We appreciate that. Also, Ivelisse pulling Son of Havoc's beard at the beginning of the match is also very sexy. I was turned on a lot during this episode. That's why Matt Striker pissed me off. It made everything worse. But dude, just Ivelisse pulling this M-Dog 20's fucking beard around, I'm like, oh, hell yes. Absolutely. This is an Ivelisse support channel. But yeah, the first part I know is Striker incidentally. Like, it's not even like purposefully. Because again, Son of Havoc at this point is a bad guy. We do not like Son of Havoc. He's arrogant. He's kind of full of shit. And something Vampiro mentions up top. He mentions during the Mil Muertes match, I believe. Vampiro, and throughout the episode, stressing that it does not matter where you came from, what walk of life, the doors of the temple are open to you. Much like the Gathering. The temple has the same rules as the Gathering of Juggalos. It's open to everyone if you're down to clown. And I don't think Matt Striker gets that. The way he buries Masquerita and Sexy Star, suggesting Cueto's booking Son of Havoc against these two to laugh at Son of Havoc. Like, Striker kind of puts it out there like, oh, I think Dario Cueto is kind of having a joke at the expense of Son of Havoc, making him compete against Sexy Star and Masquerita Sangrada. And no, these are competitors. These are people who signed up to compete and are being presented, especially in Sexy Star's case, are being presented as major players.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, why would you... It's confusing because that's what Son of Havoc, the character, thinks. Like, every time he's in a match with Masquerita or Sexy Star, part of his heel shtick is that he underestimates them.
Yeah.
And then he fails. Why is Matt Striker doing the same thing?
Yeah, this should be leading up to, because I've said it before, when you disrespect Lucha, you are going to get your comeuppance. And I think unless, like if he doesn't get his comeuppance within the next, 5 episodes, it's just him being a shit heel.
Who, Striker?
Yes.
And the worst part is, but up until now, part of it is we'll see how it plays out because it already has played out. So I'm not worried about giving them money now. But Matt Striker is the good guy. Famously in wrestling, you look at Jerry Lawler and JR, right? Where usually the play-by-play, the person calling the moves out, weren't a wrestler. They're more news official, right?
Yeah.
And they're usually pulling for the good guys because they're calling it down the middle and the good guys are the ones not cheating. So the that's Matt Stryker who's doing play-by-play. The color commentator, the guy who's like more like, here's what it feels like and here's the context of these moves, usually is a former wrestler, usually is siding with the bad guys because they have experience of being in the ring. Jerry Lawler. Vampiro is, at least in the first 4 episodes, was the Jerry Lawler. Vampiro's the one like, I don't like this Chavo. Oh, he's cheating? Okay, I kind of like Chavo now. And then Matt Stryker's like, no, you can't do this. And unless they're switching it, which, okay, it's very early to do that, but it didn't feel that way. It felt like it was presented in a way that Matt Stryker, I think, honestly, kind of like was behaving in this mindset, this older mindset of like, oh, like he's literally giggling at impressive moves that Masquerade's doing. He's hitting springboard arm drags and he's flying around the ring and he's doing some fucking great offense. And he literally giggles, not in a way to like, I don't think in a way to get heat. I think he actually thought, oh, look at the little person wrestle. Isn't this funny? And like, fuck off, Matt Stryker.
Yeah.
This is Masquerade Sangrata, goddammit.
And then there's, I don't remember how he reacted to this, but how I reacted to Son of Havoc, I said, sure, this is not a Kiss Sexy Star match that is reserved to Jon Moxley. That part was, just cringy and I did not like it.
That's the next match. Sexy Star is not involved in this match.
Wait, I thought Sexy Star was in this match.
No.
Okay, remember, I watched we were talking about Sexy Star, right?
Yes, because Son of Havoc has been wrestling Sexy Star the last 4 weeks. Yeah. But that's also part of it. He's like, with that one comment of Dario Cueto is having a laugh at Son of Havoc by making him, he buries Sexy Star and Masquerade Sangrata, calling them like, and all credit, and I will say this, all credit to Vampiro throughout this episode, who was, again, I thought was the bad guy, but is the only person who's bringing it back down. Like, hey, Masquerade is a legend. Like, it's not like, it's actually when he corrects Matt Stryker on that comment, like, oh, Dario Cueto's having a joke at Son of Havoc. No, and Vampiro comes right in. No, the temple doors are open for everyone, and that's what makes this company so great. Is that everyone, as long as they have the heart of a warrior, is encouraged to compete, and we give them the opportunity to do so. Yeah, it's just, some of it's very Western. Matt Stryker came from WWE, where or not Western, because obviously Mexico is in the West, but North American. It's very American. It's very, and specifically WWE in the PG era, where like, I remember they tried to bring in a mini Estrella division in I think the late 2000s. They called it the juniors division. Okay, that's what New Japan calls their lower weight class. They call it juniors. That's fine. Oh, why are you using a graphic with a bouncing ball and balloon lettering? Oh God, you think they are clowns? And like, no, they're not. This shit's like, they're wrestlers, they're fighters, they're warriors.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, it was very hard to watch Stryker, to listen to Stryker throughout this entire match. I think most of my notes are like, yo, fuck Max Stryker.
So it's Chavo's not. I guess I don't have a single note from this match besides from the open road.
It's honestly, I had fun watching this match. Masquerade is the hero. Is Son of Havoc larger than him? Yes. Does that mean Masquerade is fighting uphill? Yes, but he's been fighting uphill his whole life. And he's also fighting with Evilise on the outside cheating. Like, Son of Havoc will grab the referee's attention, she'll choke him on the ropes, which again is kind of hot, but I'm not here for that. Eventually he kind of like, he outsmarts Son of Havoc to chase him around the ring and then run into Evilise. They're holding each other. And by the time they both look up, Masquerade is flying off the top rope to the outside. It's beautiful. Eventually, the finish, Masquerade tilt-a-whirl head scissors twice. So he goes around his body twice and then hits the head scissors, rolls him up for the 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's dope. And then we have Sexy Star versus Chavo.
Okay, this is, and so I was watching WWE 2009, 2011, that era. And Chavo,
Cult of personality.
when he was in WWE, he never looked this menacing and dominant. Like here, he is a fucking scary individual in the ring.
He literally just went to war with whatever the Mexican underground is. Like he's gone out of his way. Whatever that was from the who was it that called him out? Oh, I forgot who called. Was it Vampiro who called him out? Who's like, hey, you kind of just made enemies with everyone by attacking Blue Demon Jr., by attacking Masquerita Sangrada.
I thought it was Conan.
It was Conan. Thank you. That's ballsy. That is like true. Like yes, I am the villain of the story, and y'all can fucking get used to it. Chavo's just such a piece of shit.
He looks like, speaking of, he looks like he has one ready in the chamber to dump out into someone's duffel bag.
Yes, Chavo has become the bag shitter, the greatest twist of all. Oh my gosh, and he's absolutely a menace to Sexy Star. This is where that weird kiss you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a weird Chavo corners Sexy Star, then kisses her.
Yeah.
That leads into a slap. This is where Sexy Star comes back, where she slaps him off of his feet, and he sells it. He goes to the ground. He gets back up and just fucking I think it's a drop kick, or no, it's a head scissors. She pulls it to Harris from the corner and throws him out of the ring.
I think I know what Will Smith was watching in 2014.
That's a good referential humor, James.
I think I know what Sexy Star was watching in 2011 on possibly ABC. The slap.
The slap? Yeah, okay. I'm glad that somebody remembers that show. But it's to talk about, and is this a conversation that's happening now in wrestling, and even in comic book movies for that matter. I don't like seeing men attack women. It feels weird, and yeah, that's a bad thing, but it can be used to tell a story very well. Like, for instance, here. Chavo, nobody likes that Chavo corners Sexy Star and kisses her. We all like the fact that afterwards she kicks his ass and sets that up. Which it's a weird question of equality. I don't know if we're qualified to get into, but that I don't know. I love seeing Miss Marvel kick the shit out of Ronan or some other Marvel villain. That being said, there's probably going to be a part in the fight where Ronan or Thanos or whoever gets a punch in on Miss Marvel because they're fighting.
Yeah.
I don't want to. There's a couple weird comic fans and wrestling fans, all over fans. It's just oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm no, it's a woman kicking ass. Let's celebrate that. Let's tell that story.
One of the best moments in Endgame, spoilers for Endgame, is when all the women converge and start beating the shit out of people. And then, oh man, when Captain Marvel comes the fuck down and just tears through that ship. That
looks great.
I did not know I watched Endgame. That was the only Marvel MCU movie besides.
You didn't see Infinity Wars?
No, I watched
first part? Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and then what was it called? The first Iron Man. I think those were the only MCU movies, but as a comic book fan and being in a comic book store for 4 years every week, maybe 3 times a week to pick up Nicole, I'm familiar with the storylines, but man, did that moment made me start tearing up. I was like, yeah!
It was super cool. But how much less cool are those moments if they're not, again, and maybe not in the case of Miss Marvel because she is invulnerable. I don't think there's anyone, but in the case of, she's not in there, but Black Widow or so some of the not Miss Marvel superheroines, yeah, they're gonna get punched once or twice in the fight because it's the fight, and that's the that's the sort of up and down storytelling we want to see. That's dramatic, is to see oh my gosh, they might lose. Oh my God. They're not perfect. They could lose. And then we come up from behind them and we root for them. My first favorite, Shawn Michaels. It took me a long time to realize why I liked him so much. dude's really good at getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Not many people look as good at getting the shit kicked out of them, and that's the part where we rally behind our heroes in whatever medium that is. I guess I'm justifying the weird corner kiss where like, yes, this is very bad. In the context of the match, though, it is presented as something very bad that then he gets his comeuppance for.
Yeah.
And goes to make Chavo. Chavo looks terrifying in that moment. Like you're talking about the day and night shift of Chavo Guerrero from the WWE, from the Kerwin White gimmick, which I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
When Chavo pretended he was a Caucasian person from the suburbs.
Wowzers.
They put that on TV.
Yeah, I was going to mention in WWE, like when they went PG, they're like, hey, we're not going to swear, we're not going to show drinking, but like prejudice, that's still on the table.
Oh, absolutely. Let me show you a little something called Kerwin White. Chavo's an absolute piece of shit here. And actually, yeah, because the first act of the match is Chavo in control. When the bell rings and the match starts, Chavo's overpowering Sexy Star. Sexy Star, I think one of her strengths is her grit and determination. But the flaw in that is that she goes into battle head first and kind of runs into Chavo overpowering her. Who also has the technique to like understand a running opponent. I know how to use their momentum against him, like because he's a veteran.
I think does he lose or win?
So let's get to the end of the match, actually, because it's very cool. Okay. Chavo controls the first act of the match, the forest kiss in the corner. I'm just catching up with my notes. Tears him out of the ring. Oh, yeah. After the corner kiss, he rolls out of the ring. Sexy grabs a chair and preps the chair shot. Like, she's getting in the air. She's lining it up. And the referee's a fucking dork who's like, hey, you can't do that. Shut the fuck up, referee. We all want to see it. The referee's like, no, don't do it. And I love that the good guy here, Sexy Star, fucking takes the ref to Dick Kick City. Punts this referee in the groin. Disqualification, 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So technically Chavo wins.
Yeah.
But he's like groggy. He's about to get smashed in the face with a chair. Referee's down and holding his penis because it hurts after getting kicked there. And Pentagon Jr., a man with something to prove. As much as he's like not, he's the dark side to Drago and the redheaded stepchild situation. Like Dario always kind of made it clear, like only one of you three are the best luchadores in Mexico. I really only need one of you. And it looks like it's going to be Phoenix. And every week Pentagon's coming out with, he's doing evil things because he needs to be seen, because he's afraid of being overshadowed, is my interpretation. There's a lot of ways to interpret these motives, but that's what I'm taking away from it. So he's coming out here. He sees what Chavo's doing. He's seeing Chavo make waves. Chavo is taking out the tradition. He's taking out the old school and making a name for himself. And I think Pentagon sees that. He's questioning it the whole time. He's looking back and forth, but he's leaning towards like, yes, this is how we make waves. He grabs the chair from Sexy Star's hands, and Chavo grabs Sexy Star, and Pentagon Jr. is gonna belt her in the face with a chair until Phoenix, baby. It's always been Phoenix. Comes out of nowhere, jumps off the top rope, kicks the chair in Pentagon's face. Then him and Sexy Star kind of set up this to Harris. He like Phoenix launches Sexy in the air so she can head scissor Chavo, dump him away. He runs away with his tail between his legs. And Pentagon Jr. looks very confused, which is fair because he just got kicked in the head with a chair.
I screamed, team up. This is what I'm thinking. I think Chavo is going to make a pact with because I'm saying this because it's within lore of this show. He's going to make a pact with some Aztec demon of some sort, and I think he's going to don a mask, and that's when he's going to start taking people down.
It will be interesting if he dons a mask, because masks have such a specific cultural identity to them in Lucha Libre. You look at El Santo, right, who famously was buried in his mask, was very rarely seen without it. And everyone knows who Chavo is already. So that is part of it, is that your identity as a wrestler is the mask more than it is you.
Or maybe paint. He might start doing paint.
It might be paint. I could see it. It'd be interesting because we haven't also, we know it because we get all these vibes. Nothing has been explicitly stated as supernatural yet, right? Mil Muertes is just a child who survived an earthquake.
I'm taking him very supernatural.
He is, but we haven't been presented with any like factual. Like we get the vibes of supernatural, but we haven't been presented any supernatural things yet, which is just interesting.
The kissing the rock, man, that's pretty supernatural.
You don't have to be supernatural. Yeah, I can kiss a rock today.
Okay, get Dwayne out here and kiss him.
I'm going to call Dwayne on the podcast next week and kiss that man on the tits like that woman who bit that man's titty because she thought he was the rock. It was on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But no, but like, that'll be interesting. And if Chavo was the first person to explicitly go supernatural, that'd be kind of cool. But whatever he's doing, he is making moves, and he's getting some unforeseen allies in the likes of Pentagon Jr. But we do have a main event. And it is a Boyle Heights Street Fight with Big Ryck, with Mr. Cisco and Cortez Castro versus Prince Puma.
And it is an everything legal match, which I don't understand. I would love to see someone just bring a chainsaw to the match with extra gas and maybe a lighter.
Remind me to show you this clip of the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy featuring a chainsaw.
Okay, yeah. Or just bring...
Yeah, agreed. As a big old Chuck Taylor fan, we need more chainsaws in wrestling, you cowards.
Because, like, the joke would be, like, I think I even have a Crumb Bums written like this where Frank goes to a wrestling match and it's an everything legal and he just pulls out, like, he has a little gun and they're like, Jesus Christ, no. But, like, then you're in a venue now. You can't, like, make, like, those you can't do. So a chainsaw is like, holy shit, no. Actually, little Franklin dragging a chainsaw to the ring and having to, like, with his crinkly little bones, having to bring that up those metal stairs. I guess he would probably, like, have a rope tied to it so he can just like rope and pulley it up. That would be very funny. Nicole, if you're listening, I know you're not, draw that up.
I would love to see that. Real quick on the last match, but I forgot to shit on Matt Stryker more. Matt, as Sexy Star is making her a ring, Vampiro puts over how Sexy Star is a warrior. Vampiro says Sexy Star is a warrior. Matt Stryker is horny. And Vampiro has a great response. Matt, I'm glad she provokes your fetishes. And then my favorite part, Matt Stryker from Queens, New York, claims the locker room doesn't accept Chavo as a luchador because he's from El Paso, Texas. Matt Stryker from Queens, New York, accuses Chavo of not being a luchador enough. Fucking Prince Puma's from Illinois. Whatever. We're talking about the Prince Puma match now. I just had to get that out. I had to say that.
Yeah.
So we could talk about this beautiful Prince Puma match. Vampiro reminds us of the no count out, no rules. Hopes to see an overdose of violence. Vampiro with like the sound bites all over this episode. I love, like, again, as much as I dislike Stryker, so maybe they are setting up a sort of like face heel switch between the two of them, because Vampiro is great throughout the entire episode.
There was I believe Matt Stryker says this. I see. This was things
Matt
I
Stryker
clocked.
from Queens, New York. That Matt Stryker, great.
So
fucking hate this guy.
I forget why he says this, but he says, "Ooh, 3 pads on the paw of Puma," fully establishing not only that he's a real cat, he's a real Puma, but also Matt Stryker, certified cat guy. That, like, no other non-cat person is like calling like little paw pads, but also gets very upset with a like bringing kittens to the slaughter type deal. Like, he's like, whoa, no, I don't like that line at all, because Matt Stryker, certified cat guy.
No, for all of the misogyny, for all of the jokeification of little people wrestling, Matt Stryker is a cat guy. That's the one group he does protect.
Yep.
With gusto.
I don't like that he's part of my group with what he's been saying in this episode, but you can't deny he's clearly a cat guy.
Clearly a cat guy. Big Ryck, clearly a choke Prince Puma guy. He chokes Prince Puma. That's the first move. This is actually a pretty cool street fight. I think this is our first no DQ match. Our first, like, anything goes match.
In this, yes.
In this, yeah. And it's very fun. And Big Ryck, this match is so fun, it kind of bummed me out to see Ezekiel no longer wrestling. Because he's great here. Mm-hmm. As far as like big men who can athletically go, he's fun as hell to watch.
Yeah.
Got some good fist punches. Oh yeah. Big Ryck goozles him. He grabs him by the throat. Puma punches his way out, but Rick's too big. Throws Puma into the corner. Big Ryck runs into a trip when Puma kicks out a knee, which is so cool to see. Like giant Ezekiel Jackson, giant Big Ryck running full speed. And not just tripping him, but specifically like targeting his knee, and Prince Puma just boop kicking out his knee. So he goes headfirst into the corner. I loved that.
Sean, can I ask you real quick? Are there children in your apartment?
No, but they are outside, and they are being picked up on the microphone, and I cannot do anything about them. Unfortunately,
that is fine. I was like, why does Sean? What is his roommate doing? That maybe roommate is an uncle or an aunt. Something of that ilk. Is Torchy Berry maybe doing voices?
I am in a Full House scenario, the sitcom, not the card game. Yeah. So I'm Uncle Jesse because I'm pretty cool and I play with the Beach Boys on weekends forever. Anyway.
Hold on.
Are you texting? Don't text Mike Love. Please don't text Mike Love.
No, if anything, I would have assumed that you're in a Full House scenario, Mr. Woodchuck.
You had to look up Mr. Woodchuck, the ventriloquist dummy of Joey?
I just needed to make sure I got the name right. I was expecting it to have a name, not Mr. Woodchuck.
Mr. Woodchuck's a great name. Yeah, it's got a catchphrase. Is it made out of shifty eye, shifty eye, shifty eye? Wood. It's perfect character. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, see, that's you.
Change a thing. I am Mr. Woodchuck. That's true.
Someone shoves a fist in your ass, baby.
Especially anyone but Matt Stryker. He's the only person that doesn't make me horny in this episode.
Dude, they should line wrestling rings on the ground with Tempur-Pedic over Helix mattresses, just to be as safe as you can.
We don't have an ad spot for Tempur-Pedic mattresses
or a Helix.
Or a Helix. Oh no, I do have one for Helix, but not mattresses.
Okay, their couch.
Actually, no, it's all unrelated to that company. Off-brand heelies.
Okay, it's not DNA.
HEE. No, it's HEELIX. They say they're not DNA, but I've seen the VATs. Anyway, there's a match happening in this right now, and it's pretty cool.
Are you implying they're like cross-splicing human DNA with heelies? That's disgusting.
I'm not implying it. I'm just winking a whole lot.
Just think, if you had heelies, like biologically had heelies, do you think the wheels would be bone or like cartilage that roll?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like the wheels are cartilage, but the axles are bone.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Oh, think like, you broke. Just how terrible breaking your arm is. Breaking your axle. Oh
my gosh. I think about that every day after going through several Helix experiments that have. Well, anyway, Prince Puma now has to fight off Cisco and Cortez immediately. As soon as Puma gets like his first real advantage, the two Cisco and Cortez come in to just eat shit. Mm-hmm. Like I was so worried, like because it wouldn't be fun to watch Puma just get beat up by three dudes.
Also,
and it's really cool to see Puma beat the shit out of two dudes at the same time.
Yeah, but the weird thing about this is everyone in the locker room hates these three individuals. Why wasn't everyone coming out?
Who else hates these three?
Because they're making a mockery of this and they're stealing their money.
I mean, I don't think anyone, because they haven't pissed anyone else off. 3-on-1 is always going to be a problem, and these guys use the numbers games. No one else really has a problem with these guys except for Mundo and Puma.
I think everyone should have been out there saying, fuck you. We're actual wrestlers. You're just hired hands. Get the fuck out.
I don't know. I think they're as much wrestlers as El Mariachi Loco. I don't want to take away and say these guys are not wrestlers. No, they just made a lot of money. I think you're jealous that they made the money. The briefcase full of money. And honestly, James, it's kind of embarrassing. You know what? I'm a big Ryck supporter. I've come around. I'm a big Ryck Cortez Cisco supporter. They made their money. They got the hustle. They got their grind. And Big Ryck smokes big old cigars. That's cool to me. James, I think you got to stop being such a hater and start jerking off to these three men.
No.
So
I already jerked off too much today.
Okay, then let's just talk about this match.
I don't know when it happens or who does it, but there is an over the ropes varial McTwist landed clean.
There's a Prince Puma spot. Prince Puma is great Sasuke, popularized it in Japan. This is awesome. Sort of like, no hands, like no hands, backflip moonsault over the top rope. Like he does one handspring in the ring, then jumps, clears the ropes without touching them at all, which is super impressive, and then lands on everyone, and the world explodes because that move looks so fucking cool.
And that's why I said, hey, line the rings better, guys.
We need bumpers. We need more bumpers. But like, again, Puma, aka Ricochet, like they're just so clean. They're so fucking cool to watch. Yeah, but eventually the numbers game is too much even for Prince Puma, and that said a lot. But I think in this match, it's done so well, where he is fighting them. He is beating them like consistently. But there's just too many of them. That's just all it comes down to. On a 1-on-1 or even a 2-on-1, in the case of Cisco and Cortez going at him, he has them. He has their number. But when it's 3-on-1, it's too much. So eventually, Cisco and Cortez are setting up Puma. I love Big Rick's move to just grab the steel chair and sit down and be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
This shit's dope. I love it. It looks so cool. He looks like such a fucking boss in those moments. But he does it he relies on it too long. The second time, Cortez and Cisco are double teaming him as Big Ryck watches from a chair. Pumas ain't gonna fucking sit with that shit. No, he reverses them, and then he kicks fucking Big Ryck so hard, he falls out of the chair. I fall out of my chair. Nobody's in any chairs anymore. We're all on our feet or on our butts in awe. Prince Puma still fighting back 3-on-1.
I wasn't out of my chair just yet, but we're about to be.
Oh my gosh. Eventually, the kendo stick comes in. Puma's still fighting off. Puma gets set up in a tree of woe, which is like when you're in the corner, but you're upside down. You're hanging from your feet. But in a ladder. So the ladder's set up in the corner, and then there's Prince Puma in the corner, but he's upside down. He's about to get his fucking shit thrown everywhere. Rest in peace, Prince Puma, in a matter of 3, 2, look up, James. Who's that in the sky?
Sean, he fucking jumped. Johnny Mundo from this, so there's like a 2-story, think of in ECW, that like platform that people would jump off and it was like insane. There is...
We talked before about how Dario Cueto's office is right off the ring.
Yes, and like there's this little platform that's like 2.5 stories high. That's
the roof. That's the roof of the office.
And think of people jumping off from houses into pools, but there's no water, there's a ring. Johnny Mundo, taking advantage of his stunt performing and his parkour training,
Dude,
jumps
sweet parkour
from that platform. It was probably like maybe 10 feet, like from the platform to the ring that is 2 stories down. Jumps and fucking just goes to town. It was insanity. I loved it. This is the shit that people, when they were watching ECW, probably were like, this is the greatest, but I watch it and I'm like, why is it in 12 frames per second? But
90s.
God damn it, was this amazing.
Johnny Mundo comes in to make this save, and it's fucking breathtaking. He jumps from Cueto's office roof into the ring, rolls superhero pose, beats the shit out of everybody. Doing a real good job in this no disqualification match of turning it from 3-on-1 to 2-on-3. And it's all going Mundo's way until Mundo has a chair in hand. He's lining up the shot. Big Ryck ducks at the last minute, and Prince Puma is there instead. Unfortunately, not even Prince Puma can kick out of after 4-on-1, really, because Johnny Mundo struck Prince Puma.
5-on-1 if you count the chair.
Yeah, I saw the googly eyes on that chair.
Yeah, we're in Pee-wee's Playhouse now, baby.
Haha.
And when this mistaken chair hit goes, put headphones on, guys, because the aforementioned child in the crowd screams, "No!"
It's such a beautiful moment. It's why, if you're ever watching wrestling live on TV, I always kind of watch for the kids in the audience. They have the best reactions because it's magic.
Butter just screamed no like I did. But I think she was saying, "Please shut the fuck up. I'm hanging out, dude."
I think she's just a big old Puma fan.
It could be.
Because the cats love cats. The child screams no. Everyone's hearts break. It's devastating. Mundo gets thrown out. They set up a table, and Big Ryck fucking just straight up Uranagis pours Sweet Puma through that table for the 1 and the 2, but also the 3. This match is over at 11 minutes and 19 seconds.
It was great.
That poor child.
Yeah.
And here's the issue with Matt Striker and Vampiro having to correct Matt Striker in just, respecting the culture of Lucha Libre. Because Matt Striker immediately blames Johnny Mundo. Like, Johnny Mundo, you piece of shit. Why are you getting involved in this guy's business? What's wrong with you, Johnny Mundo? Oh, I hate you. Johnny Mundo's not a juggalo. Vampiro says on television, Johnny Mundo's a juffaho. And I couldn't believe it. You have to put on the headphones, but it's there. You have to turn on subtitles.
I was like, wait, I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, no, Vampiro calls Johnny Mundo a juffaho. If you turn on subtitles and turn the headphones down really low, but then really loud at that one moment. It's tricky. You have to put in the Konami code. It's a lot of things, but he says it. He definitely says it.
But for real, what did he correct Matt Striker with?
Oh, like throughout all the Masquerita moments, that sort of opening to the Sexy Star match when he kind of just when.
Wait, no, I mean about the Mundo thing.
Oh, he's not correct. No, he's
okay,
not
all
correcting
right, okay.
Matt Striker over the Mundo thing. I think my problem with it though, but that's kind of a bad guy move. That's classic Vampiro siding with the bad guys, being like, Johnny Mundo, you're a piece of shit. It was like, no, he tried. Johnny Mundo tried. Wrestling's hard, and sometimes you hit your friend with a chair. Like that's the healthy positive approach. Vampiro going the negative route with blaming Johnny Mundo is a bad guy move. But here's the problem: if Matt Striker is my good guy, I don't think I want to be a good guy. But that's how we end that's how we end the episode. We end the episode on this brutal. We end the episode on a child screaming no.
I want to hear that child scream.
Okay, out of context. But this is a fun episode. Again, we're still building things. Like the big thing, the Mil Muertes, Dario Cueto backstage segment, where it's literally just like, something's happening, but we're not going to tell you what, but it's crazy.
I'm loving this show, man.
Dude, I'm loving seeing Chavo be a fucking menace. Love seeing Phoenix, and Phoenix being like just... Phoenix is so fucking cool, man. I'm just gonna kick my brother in the head with a chair.
Everyone's
Puma's
good.
A beast.
Minus Matt Striker.
Matt Striker can suck 10 eggs till the afternoon.
I hope Chavo's shitting in his bag now.
Me too.
And Vampiro.
And apparently, no, he's not in wrestling anymore. He is a major real estate mogul. He's like I think he's part of the biggest real estate. I think he's co-owner of the biggest real estate company in Long Island.
Way to be a stereotype, Matt Striker.
Matt Striker from Queens, New York. accuses Chavo of not being Mexican enough. Cool, Matt Stryker, cool.
And I'm not saying there's anything bad with people who were in showbiz going into real estate. I'm just saying it is a stereotype, and that's what he did.
And I'm just saying Matt Stryker from Queens, New York, telling Chavo he's not lucha enough. Excuse me. He doesn't use the phrase Mexican enough. He says he's not lucha enough, which still fucking sucks.
Yeah, he deserves to get kabonged on the head.
Matt Stryker, I'm glad she provokes your fetishes. You know what provokes my fetishes, though, James?
Plugs?
Abso-goddamn-lutely, baby. You know where to find me, Goose VK, over at twitch.tv/having a good ass time. And yeah, that's my big one. Check out Effie again. I plugged him last time. I'll plug him again. Effie lives on twitch.tv. Great.
Hey guys, check out MLMpod.com for more information on podcasts we have. And we have 2 new ones coming up. We have Formulaic with R2 Shelby 2 and The Height of Horror with Presley Bracken, where we are going through years of horror. We're doing 13 movies from each year. We'll be selecting them at will, whatever we want to do. We're starting with 1998 because that is what Presley says is her favorite year in horror. So get ready for that. That's all of these are coming out within this month. So be on the lookout. Follow at MSS Pod on Twitter. My camera fell. For updates on that and all of that. Then listen to my music under Marshland Monster, wherever music is found. Hey, follow me on Twitch, Mostly Speaking Sentai, where I've been playing a lot of Wheel of Fortune and trying to go through the Dot Hack series. It is a game that is really pushing me of like, do I actually enjoy this series, or do I just like the fact that you can level up in a game? Yeah. I truly don't know.
Yeah.
I tried to beat all 4 of them within 12 hours because the speed runs of them are like 2 hours and there's no glitches that they're using. So I'm like, oh yeah, I should be able to beat each one in at least 4 hours. I should be able to get through one. Didn't get through a single goddamn game on that 12-hour long stream.
Oh no.
Yeah, it sucked. I was truly, by the end of it, you can still see it on YouTube, I was starting to go crazy at the end of it.
Yeah, I remember setting up a stream with the express written purpose to raid you by the end of mine, because I know I don't go as long as you do. And by the time I came in, I was so concerned for your mental health and as well as your physical health.
Yeah, because I was also like still in the throes of COVID. So
in addition to being in the throes of the Dot Hack universe.
Yeah, it was really tough. But yeah, follow me on there or on YouTube or on Facebook. Mostly Speaking Sentai on all of those. You'll be able to see our streams. And oh my God, head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday, or be a $10 patron where you'll get exclusive content additional exclusive content, I should say, once a month. And then you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those. You also get the additional content of the $5 tier. I should also say that you get everything there, plus once a month stuff and shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with.
All right. Just so you know, James, this is going to be a weird one for me, but follow me on this, okay?
All right. Starting with Steve F.
Matt Stryker calls Chavo an evil, insecure man.
Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour.
Vampiro says, I don't like Chavo, so I agree with you.
Alex Z. The Waz.
Chavo's an evil, insecure man.
Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O.
I don't like Chavo, so I agree with you.
Kayla, AK2 Grapes.
Chavo's an evil, insecure man.
Jordan B. The Chaos Witch.
I don't like Chavo, so I agree with you.
Oh my God, it's my co-host of Sweet Child of Time and musician Intro Void, it's Steve Barnes.
Oh my God, Chavo's a sweet, evil, insecure man.
Oh my God, it's my Bickle, my ding ding, Joshua Jacobs.
Joshua doesn't like Chavo, so I agree with Joshua.
The womb in which I came out of, my mother.
Chavo was an evil, insecure man.
And finally, Lil Corey's BFF and roommate, Shane.
I don't like Chavo, so I agree with you.
And that's it. I've been James.
And I don't like Chavo, so I agree with James. I'm Sean.
And we've been not shuffling
Sweaty
the deck.
times. No, we're sweaty
Shuffling
times. Whoa. Say it, you son of a bitch.
Sweaty time pro wrestling.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah.
Penis, 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 penis. Penis, 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 penis. But also penis.